Modern warfare is no longer decided by who has the most tanks, ships, or aircraft. Increasingly, wars are decided by who controls something far more invisible: the electromagnetic spectrum. Before missiles launch, before aircraft cross borders, and before ground forces move, a silent battle begins in the spectrum. Radars are blinded. Communications are disrupted. Weapons lose their guidance. And in modern conflict, the side that dominates electronic warfare can cripple an enemy before the first shot is even fired. Electronic warfare may be the most powerful weapon in modern conflict, and most people never see it. There are no explosions, no dramatic battlefield footage, no tanks rolling through cities. But electronic warfare can decide wars before those things ever happen. Because modern militaries depend on something fragile: information. Every modern weapon system relies on signals. Radars guide missiles. Satellites provide navigation. Data links coordinate aircraft. Command networks control armies. If those signals disappear, the entire system begins to collapse. And that is exactly what electronic warfare is designed to do. Electronic warfare is the use of the electromagnetic spectrum to attack, defend, and control information systems in combat. It operates across the entire spectrum: radio waves, radar frequencies, satellite communications, GPS signals, even some forms of infrared and electronic sensors. The goal is simple: deny the enemy the ability to see, communicate, and coordinate. When that happens, modern militaries lose their greatest advantage: information dominance. But here's where it gets dangerous. Most people still think of electronic warfare as a supporting capability, something that helps aircraft survive, or something that protects communication networks. In reality, electronic warfare has become a primary weapon. In many scenarios, it is the first weapon used in war, and sometimes the most decisive. To understand why, you have to understand how modern militaries actually fight. Every modern military operates through networks. Sensors detect targets. Those sensors send information to command systems. Command systems distribute targeting data to weapons. Weapons engage the target. This is known as the kill chain: find, fix, track, target, engage, assess. Every step in that process depends on electronic signals, radar signals, data links, GPS guidance, satellite communications. If electronic warfare disrupts those signals, the kill chain breaks. And when the kill chain breaks, modern weapons lose their effectiveness. A stealth aircraft without data links is operating partially blind. A missile without guidance signals misses its target. An army without communications cannot coordinate operations. Electronic warfare attacks all of those systems. There are three primary forms of electronic warfare: electronic attack, electronic protection, electronic support. Electronic attack is the offensive side. This includes jamming enemy radars, disrupting communications, spoofing GPS signals, or launching anti-radiation missiles that home in on radar emissions. Electronic protection is the defensive side. This includes shielding friendly systems from jamming, hardening communications networks, using frequency-hopping radios, or developing sensors that resist electronic interference. Electronic support involves detecting enemy emissions, signals intelligence, radar warning receivers, electronic surveillance. This allows militaries to locate enemy radar systems, air defenses, and communication networks. Together, these three elements create dominance in the electromagnetic spectrum, and this dominance is becoming more important every year. Consider modern air warfare. Aircraft used to rely primarily on speed, altitude, and maneuverability. Today, survival depends heavily on electronic warfare. Fighter aircraft carry powerful jamming systems, radar warning receivers, electronic countermeasure pods, and decoys that confuse enemy radars. The US Navy's EA-18G Growler is one of the most advanced electronic warfare aircraft in the world. Its mission is not to shoot down enemy aircraft. Its mission is to blind enemy air defenses. The Growler carries powerful jamming pods capable of overwhelming radar systems. It can disrupt enemy communications. It can launch anti-radiation missiles designed to destroy radar emitters. When Growlers operate alongside strike aircraft, enemy air defenses suddenly struggle to track targets. Radars become unreliable. Missiles lose guidance. Air defense networks collapse. And strike aircraft can penetrate deep into defended territory. But electronic warfare is not limited to aircraft. Ground forces rely heavily on electronic systems. Artillery uses radar to track incoming shells. Drones transmit video feeds to operators. GPS guides precision weapons. Command posts coordinate operations through digital networks. Electronic warfare units can attack all of those systems. They can jam drone signals. They can disrupt GPS navigation. They can intercept radio communications. They can locate enemy command centers by tracking electronic emissions. This is exactly what we have seen in recent conflicts. Electronic warfare has played a major role in the war in Ukraine. Both sides are constantly jamming drones, interfering with GPS signals, and targeting communication networks. Some Ukrainian drones survive only minutes before being jammed. Some Russian artillery units rely heavily on electronic warfare to locate enemy emitters. The battlefield has become a constant struggle for spectrum control. But here's the part most analysts get wrong. Electronic warfare does not just disrupt systems, it reshapes strategy. Because modern militaries are built on the assumption that their networks will function. They assume GPS will work. They assume data links will connect units. They assume satellites will provide communication. But in a high-intensity conflict between major powers, those assumptions may not hold. Electronic warfare can disable satellites, jam radar systems, disrupt communications across entire regions. If that happens, modern militaries may suddenly find themselves fighting with degraded information. This creates enormous operational challenges. Commanders may lose visibility of the battlefield, units may lose contact with headquarters, weapons may lose targeting data. The entire pace of operations can slow dramatically. This is why electronic warfare is becoming a central focus of military planning. China has invested heavily in spectrum warfare. Russia has developed powerful ground-based jamming systems. The United States is modernizing its electronic warfare capabilities across air, land, sea, and space. Because whoever dominates the electromagnetic spectrum controls the battlefield. But electronic warfare has another strategic effect: escalation control. Electronic warfare can disrupt an enemy without immediately causing physical destruction. That makes it useful in gray zone conflicts. A country could jam satellites, disrupt communications, interfere with navigation systems, all without launching missiles. These actions create pressure without immediately triggering full-scale war. This makes electronic warfare an attractive tool for strategic competition, but it also creates new risks. Because spectrum attacks can be difficult to attribute, signals interference could come from multiple sources. Satellites could fail due to technical problems or deliberate jamming. GPS disruptions might appear accidental. This ambiguity complicates escalation dynamics. Countries may struggle to determine whether they are under attack, and uncertainty can increase the risk of miscalculation. Now here's the part that changes everything. Future warfare may begin with an invisible battle in the spectrum, before aircraft launch, before missiles fire, before armies move. Electronic warfare systems may already be attacking networks. Satellites could be jammed, radar systems disrupted, communications degraded. By the time kinetic weapons appear, the outcome may already be decided. Because the side that controls the spectrum controls information, and the side that controls information controls the battlefield. Electronic warfare is not just another military capability, it is becoming the foundation of modern combat. And the militaries that fail to dominate the electromagnetic spectrum may find themselves fighting blind. In the wars of the future, victory may not belong to the strongest army. It may belong to the army that can make its enemy deaf, blind, and disconnected.